Hi guys, welcome back to Get Connected with me. So it's been an incredible week, guys. I've heard feedback from a lot of different people giving me comments on what they want me to talk about. I was actually able to talk one-on-one with a few people about personal growth and other things, speaking at a high school. So it's been a great week. God has definitely been working through me to be able to touch you guys. And I'm just blessed to say that and grateful to say that I can. Today, after reading a lot of comments and hearing a lot of feedback from people, I kind of wanted to touch on self-love today. And asking the question on what kind of seeds are you guys watering? So, if anybody's familiar with the term gardening, which I know I am talking to a young crowd as well, you have a grandma or a mom who probably knows a little bit about what I'm talking about. And that's when you plant seeds to grow or produce different types of plants or flowers. Well, my daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, was getting into doing this a couple years ago. And I told her that I was going to take her to the store and we were going to find out a little bit about gardening. So we found these particular seeds that she wanted to plant to get this particular flower, and we planted these seeds after getting a little dirty and making sure the soil was right, and digging the hole and moving all the weeds out the way. We planted these seeds. Now, it did take a lot of work. Well, after waiting and waiting, and waiting, finally, I told my daughter that I don't think something is right. I think we need to start back from the beginning to find out what's going on here. Well, to come to find out, we actually was in the wrong season to plant these seeds. It wasn't the right time for these seeds to be planted. So I told Leah, we're not going to give up. I told my daughter, we're going to try again. We're going to go back to the store. We're going to get these seeds again. This time we made sure we were in right season. We went back home. We dug that hole, got a little dirty, got our knees and our hands a little dirty, moved all those weeds out the way, made sure no blockage was going on, and we planted the seeds. Second time. We waited and waited and waited and waited. And after a while, I told my daughter, I think something is going on once again. I don't think that these seeds were planted the right way. Well, I told her we had to go back to the drawing board. Come to find out, we actually planted the seeds with some plastic covering still underneath the dirt. I know it's funny because I still laugh when I think about it, but I didn't know a lot about gardening, and I didn't realize that we had actually put the dirt. Sometimes when you buy plants, they have like a plastic wrapping that you have to pull from up underneath it, and me and my daughter forgot to do that. So that was the problem the second time. There was actually plastic preventing these seeds to grow. No matter how much sunlight we felt like the plant was getting, how much water we were pouring on top, these seeds wasn't getting what they needed because it was something restricting it, stunting the growth. So I told my daughter, okay, this time we're going to give it one more time. Third time's the charm. You know, I prayed about it, had faith, had hope. We went back to the store. We got these seeds. We knew this time that we were in good season. We made sure there was no plastic wrapper at the bottom of the dirt. Nothing that was going to prevent it from growing. So we were in right season. Nothing was going to prevent it from growing. We dug a good hole. Our soil was good. We moved all the weeds out the way. We had hope this time, and we had faith that it was going to happen. And we waited. Again, we waited to see if anything was going to come about. So we waited and we waited and we waited. And after about 4 to 6 weeks, what do you know? This beautiful flower started to come out the ground. And about 8 weeks or so in, we saw exactly what we had been wanting to see. It's a moment that I definitely would never forget that I had with my daughter because it took hard work. It took a little faith and it took a little knowledge to know that something preventing growth, being in the right season, different things is going to stop this plant from growing. So that experience that I had with my daughter, I'll never forget it. It was a beautiful experience. And I said all that to say, I wanted to share with you guys, from a life perspective, was watering the wrong seeds. You sometimes can water the wrong seeds. I was watering seeds of depression. It was a point in my life where I watered seeds of depression. I didn't feel like I can ever be happy. I was always in a slump. Never feel like I can uplift myself. It took me to have a way of thinking, changing the way I thought, having faith in God. Because for me, it did start with Jesus. It did start with God. I've had a couple walks with God before in the past, maybe 2, but none of them ever lasted more than a month, I'll say, being honest. I was never brought up in a church or had to go to church every Sunday or had, a religion really instilled inside of me. So I have to say, as an adult, I tried to make these walk with God, and it was nothing that I ever stayed on track. So for the first time, for the last 4 months, I have been on track. I haven't let go. I've built a relationship with God. My faith has built. And through my faith, I was able to change my way of thinking. Through my faith, I was able to see myself in a different light. When I did water those seeds of depression, I was able to come out of that because I was able to uplift myself and see that anything that was around me I wanted to do was possible. I had faith in myself. I once watered the seeds of feeling average. In high school, I never got more than a 1.5. I hope nobody can relate, but never having nothing better than a 1.5 to a 1.9 grade point average. That's pretty bad. So because of that, I never thought I can get into college or, that I can do anything, relationships, anything I can do where it would go above and beyond being average. I didn't have much faith in myself. And it took a time for me to realize I didn't have to water those seeds. I am a better person today because of God. I am a better person today because I had faith in myself and I believe in myself. I am now in college, 4 years in, working on medicine to become a nurse practitioner. And I'm getting a 3.7. I'm happy to say that. I never would have thought that time would have came. I haven't felt the need of depression or the feeling of depression in a long time. I did get to the point where I was able to uplift myself, where I was able to stand in the mirror and tell myself all the things that I knew I was capable of. So I ask you guys, what kind of seeds are you watering? What kind of flower are you expecting to come from in the inside of you when you're watering a certain seed? Maybe you're watering the seeds of being in an abusive relationship, physical or verbal, and not seeing a way out. Maybe you're watering the seed of low self-esteem and always feeling like you're down or you're ugly or you're not good enough for the society. Maybe you're not watering the right seeds. Or like me, maybe you're watering seeds of depression like I used to, or feeling average, or self-doubt, not having that get up and go about yourself on an everyday basis. Whatever it is that you're watering, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to let those seeds grow. You can dig those seeds out and replant better seeds. I'm not here. Everybody has a different faith. It's not just one. You can believe in Jesus. Maybe you're Catholic. Maybe you're Muslim. Whatever it is that your religion is or your faith is, I'm not here to point fingers and say no or to tell you that mine is better. I can only give you my testimony. I can only tell you what my God is doing for me. And yes, I am a Christian. And yes, I do have faith. And through my faith, because that's where it started. One day I just got so tired. Lord, I'm tired from living from paycheck to paycheck. Not to say I'm still not. But Lord, I'm tired of living from check to check. I'm tired of not seeing more, not producing more. And even if I can't produce what I want to produce at the moment, Lord, I'm tired of feeling this way. I can still feel a different way. So it started with him. It started with him. And through God, through my faith, he was able to change my way of thinking. He was able to change my everyday wants and goals and the list I write down for the things that I'm grateful for, because saying and writing down things that you're grateful for, like I've mentioned before, gives your body of self-rewarding. Maybe you're in a situation where you don't know how you're going to pay your water bill, your light bill, your gas bill. Or maybe you're in a situation where all your bills is taken care of and you have all the money in the world, but you're not quite sure how you can fill that empty hole inside. It's always something with people. And if it's not you, if that's not you and your flowers are flourishing and you don't have any problems, then comment. Give me a little advice on how to help the others. But if it's you and you don't quite feel like your flower is where it needs to be, maybe you have weeds in a way. I want you guys to picture yourself as being the seed. You are that seed. You are great. You have greatness in you. You're that powerful seed that you're about to plant. Tomorrow, let's start tomorrow. And the soil, the weeds, that stuff that might prevent the flower from growing is your friends, who you surround yourself with every day. I want you to pick up your cell phone right now and look at the last 5 people that send your messages. The last 5 people that you have in your phone. Are those people helping you water your flower in the right way? Or are those people stumping your flower out? Stumping their seeds or the weeds. They're the weeds that's stopping it from growing. Because who you surround yourself with every day, who you associate, your 5 people that surround you on all occasions is the people that help water that seed. And it's either it's growing or it's not. Some people water seeds of gossip. It doesn't get you anywhere. But they wake up on an everyday basis and they feed off of gossip. That's what they feed off of. Negativity. I stopped doing it all. And I think a lot of people don't allow their faith to grow because they're scared of the things that they might have to let go. Well, sometimes you have to sacrifice. Sometimes you have to let go of those things. You have to let go of the drugs and the smoking and the gossiping and the friends. You have to do something different today to see a change for tomorrow. If you don't do something different today, how do you expect to change? If you don't do one thing different today, how do you expect to see different results? How do you expect to start seeing that flower grow inside of you? If you're steady pouring soil and coal on it. And I promise I'm not here to say I'm better than you because I'm just a normal person. I'm in the same spot that you were in. I'm not here to boost or brag on myself. I'm not. I'm just here to figure out and to get you guys to think a different way. It's a difference between fault and responsibility. It's not your fault that you're in that abusive relationship. It's your responsibility to be able to open your eyes and see something better for yourself, to get out that abusive relationship, to seek help, or anything that needs to be done. That is your responsibility. It's not your fault that you've been raped by a coward or by a family member or by whoever that you was put in that situation. But it's your responsibility to know that you have your whole future ahead of you and there's a way out. You don't have to see. You don't have to stay blindfolded. You can search for God. You can search for faith. You can uplift yourself or search for help. That's your responsibility, is getting out that slum. It's a big difference. Fault and responsibility, I'm sorry, they don't go together. It's a difference. It is your life. It's your greatness. It's your happiness. It's your goals. It's your responsibility. We all are born to be leaders. We all have greatness inside of us. It's just that we're so wrapped up of what society thinks, what your friends thinks. Thinking that you might be judged or looked at a certain way if you were able to step outside your comfort zone and do what you've really been wanting to do your whole life. I'm not scared anymore. I have my faults. I don't say everything perfect. I'm working on everything to become better at. My videos are going to get better. But I had to stop being scared to hit launch. If you would have told me, like I said before, a few months ago that I was going to be starting on my own YouTube channel, who? Not me. What's a YouTube channel? I got tired of doing this to myself. We don't have to do this anymore. We don't have to allow people to stomp on our seeds. I'm here to tell you, you can water, you can dig out those old seeds and plant some good seeds. What kind of seeds are you watering inside of yourself? What kind of flowers are you producing? Like I said, you cannot have a roof over your head right now, or you can have the biggest roof over your head. That doesn't mean you're happy in the inside. Like I said before, I have faith. I believe in God. God is why I'm here, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that for a second. It's because of Jesus why I'm here talking to you guys. It's because of him I was able to wake up today and not feel depressed. Not feel like I have self-doubt about what I'm doing. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm human. The problem that most people have is being scared to grow from their mistakes. From doing that jump. That first jump, that leap into faith. I kind of wanted to read something to you guys. One of my favorite, which I have many favorites now, but one of my favorite verses in the Bible is Psalms 32:8. Maybe you have an old Bible or New King James Version, but that particular verse, he promises to teach you. God promises to teach you his way, the right way. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye. When we were born, we were all meant to be great. We were all born to be leaders. All we have to do is pull that out. God encamps his angels all around us if we only just believe for a second. Give them a day. If you don't want to give my God, your God, our God, your God, if you don't want to have faith in yourself, just believe in yourself for a day. Write some things down that you're grateful for. Write some things down that makes you smile. Get in that mirror and tell yourself that you're awesome. That you're going to be all the things that you know and you want to be in life. And age does not matter. You can be 13 years old and you can be 90 years old. You still can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish if you put your mind to it. You know, the phones we use today, they used to have a cord on them. The cars we drive, we didn't have cars. At one point in a time, we would ride on horses. Everything started from here. It took somebody's imagination to move what they were believing inside, what they were feeling inside, what they thought to reality. Somebody out there thought, hey, they tired of us getting wrapped up in these cords. Let's come up with a cordless phone. Everything great, every great leader we've ever had, every great thing that's ever been invented started from someone's imagination. I believe that your imagination is just a preview to what's really yours. And God, has he put some imagination inside of me? Has he put some previews to what I know is about to come in my life? And I believe that. For a long time, I feel like I believed it, but I didn't see it. Now I believe it, and I'm not scared to live it. Don't be scared to step out of that abusive relationship. Don't be scared to know that you're not ugly or to get in that mirror. Introduce yourself. You're never going to find greatness until you believe in yourself, you have faith in something, and you actually find out who you are. You know how awkward it was when I first stood in the mirror and I said, hi. It was very awkward because I stood in the mirror, I done my makeup. You know, we get cute in the morning, us females. You know, males, you guys do whatever. We've looked at ourselves plenty of times. But have you ever got to get to know yourself? Have you ever stood in the mirror and you talk back to yourself, uplifting yourself? I haven't. And, I'm not going to say my age, but at the time I've been living, I've never got to know Shani. For the first time, I stood in the mirror and I talked to myself and I got to know me. And it's a scary thing. Because you talk back to yourself, back and forth. You sometimes argue with the things that you're thinking. When you start to uplift yourself and you start to see yourself at a higher light and you start believing in God, oh man, greatness is within all of us. So I'll leave you with this today. What kind of seeds are you watering? What type of flower is living inside of you right now? And how are you going to change that? I have so many things that I'm dying to talk to you guys about. And I can't wait. This is like my dream come true. I'm stepping out on faith. I'm doing something I've always wanted to do. I'm not perfect at it yet, but I'll get there. In the meantime, I'm not going to stop. Because I already know within 1 week I've helped someone. And if I can help one person, if I can change one person's way of thinking or their life, then I've done what I wanted to do. What are you going to do? What are we going to do? How are you going to choose to water your flower tomorrow? I thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. And I cannot wait until next week. I can't wait to praise dance for you guys and to just start showing you guys all type of stuff. I do 10 things in the morning every day. 10 new things. I do these things before I wake up. I do 10 things when I actually get out the bed. And I do 10 things before I go to sleep. I'm changing my habits. I'm changing who I am. Once again, I'm not perfect. I'm just a normal person. I'm not here to point at myself and to brag about myself. By God, I'm not. I'm just praying that through these videos, God can work through me and I can help someone else. And eventually, I'll let you guys know all of the things that got me to the point that I am right now. But I thought after reading a lot of comments that it was important to talk about how you're watering your seeds. And I'll see you guys next week.